Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We are getting ready. This is going to be a good one, everybody. Like every single one. No reason to be average when you can be amazing. Let's do it. Let's do it. How is everyone doing tonight? Tell me about it. What a beautiful day. Beautiful night. Good times. Letting this thing load up a little bit. Yeah. Welcome to the chat, everybody. Let's see. Can I mute it and then? Yeah, that works. Hotkeys are working. You can set your hotkeys in OBS and you can set it to mute, to record, to do whatever you want. What a good time. What a good time. All right. This is it feels good to be back here with everybody. It's a nice one. All right, so, most people do not need motivation. They need standards. Tonight, we're breaking down viral clips and exposing what separates average from rare. So, we're doing 30K in 30 days, and we're going to try to make it happen. And set your goals high and try to get your goals. No reason not to. And let's see how amazing this can be. All right, so Robert Duvall. May his soul rest in peace. May his soul rest in peace. Do we actually know what happened to Mr. Robert Duvall? Is there any brand new news? As always, we like to check x.com because they often have a bunch of things happening. Let's just write a little bit. Robert Duvall, rest in peace. May your soul rest in peace. Do some prayer hands. It's nicer that way, right? So this is coming from Nick. Robert Duvall died a legend, and for a clear perspective, here's a complete list. It is extensive, over 80 credits. Oh, To Kill a Mockingbird, MASH, The Godfather, Part 2, Apocalypse Now, Network, The Natural, Days of Thunder, Fallen. He did so many movies, man. Man, look at all it. Gone in 60 Seconds, The Judge, Widow's Hustle. So Robert Duvall died peacefully at his home in Middleburg, Virginia on February 15th, 2026 at the age of 95. His wife, Luciana Pedraza, confirmed the passing, stating he died surrounded by love and comfort. No specific medical cause of death has been publicly released, while some reports mention natural causes as a general descriptor. Official details remain undisclosed. What was some of your favorite roles that he actually performed in? He's got a wife, 41 years his junior. Good for him. Good man. I actually don't know much about that, so I can't really say too much, but... All right. That's his wife, Luciana Pedraza. Strength and prayers go out to her and her family. May they be strong in these moments, and may these moments actually help them live a better life and love the people while they're with you. Man. Just got to give a little respect to those people that have, you know, done so much for people and for all the countless people that he doesn't even know. All right, so Ilana Mayers Taylor. Let's see what is happening here. Okay, bobsledding. Tomorrow she's racing one of her best friends. Oh, man. Drama. We did it, everyone. We. That's cool. So she's shouting at her team. Love it. Bobsled moms. That's cool. My sister got the gold. Team USA 1-3. So proud of you, Ilana. So incredibly excited. So she already won, I'm guessing. Is that what happened? Is that what happened? 2 days and 1 6 hours ago. Good for her. Brilliant.
He says, I feel like that is the one thing that I'm missing from my resume.
Milano Cortina 2026.
Both of Ilana's sons, Nico.
Over here, this is incredible. You got this camera over here rolling. What's the speed? Goes first. Are they at a disadvantage or an advantage? Because, you know, are they saucing up the ice for the next person, or is it faster? 92.5 kilometers an hour. $57 miles an hour. 57 miles an hour? Honestly? You don't think that's too fast, but that is so fast, especially given she only has a helmet and all this rough ice around her, no protection. It's right up there with driving a motorcycle, if not more dangerous in certain situations.
8.15.
Oh, do you see how high she went up on that bank? Can she turn these things? How do they turn? She's ahead or behind her competitor. All right, so this is it. The last straight. What is that? About 6? No, yeah, almost about 5.9 seconds behind the competitor. The wedding ring supporting families, good. Wish the best for her and her family. That's amazing. Good job. Barcelona versus Girona. Barcelona lost? How is this even possible? Girona got a red card at the 90th minute plus 9. All right, so there's 2. Are these bookings? Yeah. Maybe. I don't see a yellow card. Oh, these are goals. These are goals. This is a goal. Is that accurate? Oh, Lamine Yamal. What happened, buddy? What happened here? This is incredible. In which planet does Girona beat Barcelona?
Girona tonight making just one change, bringing in the vastly experienced Belgian international Axel Witsel. So he replaces Fran Beltran in central.
What's this lineup like? All right, let's see. What do you guys think? 4-4-2? 4 something something?
Games with a couple of seasons. They came here. Mark Casado drops to the bench.
4, 2,
And
1, 2.
Balde is dropped as well.
4, 2, 3, 1.
Replaced at left back.
Okay, 4, 2, 3, 1.
Ba
Look at this lineup. Imagine playing against these guys. They're playing heavy in the middle. 4, 2, 3, 1. Wild.
Martin, but a couple of seasons.
Pretty cool lineup. What is Girona's starting lineup? And are they changing it?
Who once got
You got a 4, you got a 2, you got a 3,
Atletico
1.
Madrid
Same thing?
83 million.
All right, 4-2-3-1.
$1 incidents.
But a little bit
Great news for
tighter
Barcelona.
on the wings, I
Rafinha.
guess. All right.
So it's not unknown for Girona to cause an upset. They are in the middle of the table, Girona.
Holding, playing the ball in the back. A little bit dangerous. Not going to lie. You got some pressure.
Places, so they have
On
plenty
the
of
line.
work to do in what remains of the season here. To
Uh-oh.
stay in La Liga.
Winger lost it.
They've managed quite
Uh-oh.
well, and of course they had that famous
What a
season where they
pass.
finished third, and they nearly have an opportunity straight away for
Offsides.
Banat, their top goal scorer, but he is offside. It looked.
Nice back pass.
Got back to Rafinha.
He wasn't even looking at that. Look at this. Here's
Big chance, Lamine Yamal.
Oh, man.
It was curling, but it wasn't.
thing that's great about Lamine Yamal is he's not afraid to shoot. He strikes. He gets up on the edge of the box and with the left or his right foot, mostly his left, just swings it in, right?
Curling quick enough.
Incredible.
Because
Young guy. How old is he? $18 years as of today, February 17th, because they're 18. Age, start, Barcelona. Club A. The first club. 15 years old. He started playing soccer at 15 years old. And Matt, what were you doing at 15 years old, man? Just think about how incredible he is.
Tell me something about that second leg of that semi-final. Barcelona and Hansi Flick will believe they're still in this. Here's Vanat, meanwhile. Good driven ball. Easily broken up by Daley Blind, but Fermin's won it back here.
Wow, they're on the attack. Which option, left or right?
Good run
Is that
from
Podolski?
him.
No.
Torres
Torres.
just lost the ball at the key moment, didn't he?
Could he have done anything better there? Let's see.
Fermin's won it back here.
On the right side, if he could have just played it a through ball, he's definitely onside. That's a great option for a goal. Let's see if my big mug is hiding this. Yeah, it is. So over here on the right side, Lamine's ready. He didn't send it to
Good
him.
run.
He
from
could have
him.
passed to him too.
Torres just lost the ball.
And maybe he was kind of dribbling a little bit too much there too, right? So let's see if he could have done a first touch and a strike.
Good
First touch, strike. No.
From him, Torres.
So if you look at this little part here, he's way off balance. Okay, so he's running. Here's his first touch. Inside of the foot with his right foot. One touch. And if he strikes about there, going near, and going for the far post, watch the defender's legs. See how wide his legs are open? That could have gotten a shot off. Or instead of carrying the ball, if he just dropped it off a little through ball here for Lamine, that would have been a great option.
From him, Torres just lost the ball at the key moment, didn't he?
Look at this lineup, what's happening here. You got the wide. It's nice, but this guy's kind of covering.
Blint.
Okay, we got to move my mug again. We got two people on side here, one wide. This guy's pretty open, and over here there's a little bit of an opening on the defense. If you put his head on a swivel, you have two Barcelona defenders here, but this one's a little bit behind this one. So if these two get the ball and maybe can create something, because there looks like a very weak link here. Okay, that looks like that's probably the right back. He's trying to track back now.
Now Brian Hill.
There we go. This midfielder actually isn't running, so we have an option here. Did he even look? What's he gonna? Is he gonna fake kick? Okay, he's looking. He's on side. No, he doesn't look up the field.
Good stuff for Vanat.
Oh, first touch. He didn't even strike. First touch. Look at that confidence.
Looking to turn the defense. Good
What a
work
pass.
from him. He's looking for Sigankov.
That was dangerous.
It was an
Barcelona
important
saved that
interception.
one.
Lamar.
Onside. What a run.
Martin. Great ball. Brian Hill.
I'm guessing hip height, cross in, open foot, back of the net. No.
Come
Way
to
off.
the near post looking for a flick, and he
Good save.
is Lamar. He's got
Ooh, this guy's close to being offside here. Let's see. Oops. What happened
20
there?
odd for France. Now Arnaud. Lovely
He's
play
offside,
this. Flag stays down for the moment. Brian Hill. Oh, and they can't find one of three players who were. There's the high line. A lot of grass behind. You've got to bend and time the run. Vanat and Sigankov. Brian Hill gets a good cross away.
Good
Grabbed
capture,
out
good
of here
capture.
by Jean Garcia. Fermin. Good early
Just.
ball. Rafinha.
And yeah, this man is
Rafinha!
dangerous. He can score.
Nearly marked his return with a goal.
Lucky
You were
Girona,
expecting
lucky
the net to
Girona.
bulge there. Good ball
Who's the
down the elbow.
18-year-old
Lamine
Lamine
He's got
Yamal
room here.
tracking up the
And Payne.
field? What are his options? Girona's covering this guy by 4, so
To make that
oh man, he has so many options. That near post, is he going between the legs, top right, bottom left? What would you do in a situation like this?
room count. And it's a big save from Gazaniga.
He
Yamal.
just
All good tracking back for Brian Hill.
see, when people are under pressure, they don't play like they usually would when they're not under pressure. So
Splendid work.
what a flick!
And neatly
Nice
done by
flick.
Arnaud
Oh, there's
as
pressure.
well.
There's great passing.
To Witsel.
That was a lucky pass. So right now they're lucky with where the ball went, and they're definitely pressing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 people pressing
It's a
hard.
ball for Sigankov.
7, 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah. Really a good connection there.
A fairly even game.
Flicked inside to Rafinha. Torres. Oh, what was that? A foot away. Goldfish bowlers and A-list.
What happened there,
celebrity
Torres?
these days. Here's Rafinha.
Man, Rafinha just has a rocket
Down
of
the
a leg.
outside
He
bit,
can
but
really
they-
strike. He can really strike. See his eyes are on the ball. This guy behind him, Lamar, he's tracking hard. He's going heavy. He has all his body weight in front. He's trying to run to catch this guy. Oh, there's a little bounce, actually. Bounce. Oh, and did it take a deflection? I don't think it took a deflection because the spin of the ball did not. Well, maybe. It might have taken a deflection. You never know. But I think that little bounce on the ball actually lifted it higher than he expected it to go. Did the keeper touch it? Man, it's so fast. The keeper did not even touch it. Just imagine how fast these people kick the soccer ball. Incredible. Actually, the defender hit it. So which way was the ball spinning after that? Because if the defender didn't hit that ball, would that have been wider than it is? Let's see. Actually, that would have been goal bound. I think that would have been goal bound because the defender hit it and he put kind of a little bit of more right spin to make it go wider. If that defender wasn't there, that could have been a goal because Ooh, that's a close one. You never know, but the keeper was just about there. Man, these guys are just so close to so competitive. Drilled.
I'll take a swipe at it.
Oh, he did cleat the top of his foot, which hurts a lot because these professional players wear metal studs. So, and they're not little weaklings. Let's see. He pushed forward. I guess the guy kind of went for the ball. I don't know if it's malicious. Oh, but he did step on him, dude. Why didn't he, like, move his foot back? And he held on there. Was that malicious, chat? We got to chat. Let's... Oh, but look, he's lifting his leg now. Where does he land?
The crowd,
and you know what's so bad about that?
Well, what about that?
Your momentum, your confidence just decides to drop so much. But in reality, you can't let that stop you. It's one shot. Go ahead, take another. Take another. Let's go. What's going on?
Danny Olmo got a wonderful passing range. He's found his way.
Got two runners happening.
Onto that left foot.
There we go. I'm happy he's striking. At least strike, man. Don't worry about a thing. Just go for it.
Well watched. Hiddle's done quite a lot of auxiliary defensive work tonight, but here's Firmino. Again, they get the block in. This time it's Blint. Bounces behind for entertainment here in northeastern Spain. Olmo to the far post. It went all the way through. Kubansi couldn't get his feet sorted out. And Rafinha is dispossessed.
But you never know, like, what...
He's got one here tonight as well. They'll check that, won't they? Offside Vanat.
And he was onside. Garcia was...
Was he onside there? Let's see. Was he onside?
The 1-1 draw at Sevilla.
Okay, right now he's completely offside. Ooh, is 24 keeping him on? Oh, man.
Well,
that's paused. What happened? That's questionable, guys. That's really, really questionable. So from right about there, I guess maybe he's onside. You know, honestly, maybe he is onside. Strike, but they got to do it, you know. So given you are like a soccer coach or something like that, just take this into consideration. So we have this pass, and he's playing this gentleman over here. So as he runs just in front of the defender. He takes a step and takes a strike. Look at how nice that strike is. And if that strike was just 7 centimeters to the right, there's a possibility goalkeeper could have gotten megged. So just to show you how incredible it is to be able to strike from any place. If you're a striking coach, you need to know, okay, left foot here, 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 or cut back, right foot, or pass. It's incredible. You got to see these options. So say, for instance, he did cut in and he decided to pass instead. If you could somehow get around this defender, the ball, to pass it and lead the ball to here. Is this gentleman faster? Ooh, I don't know. They're both running about the same pace, but you know, sometimes in those spots, in those positions where you think, oh yeah, I don't really have a pass. Sometimes you have a pass, even though you can't see behind you. Like sometimes you actually do. And when you know your teammates that well, and you're like, hey, I'm running behind you like 5 or 6 feet or 10 feet or 15 feet behind you, like 90% of the time, if you can just pass it up or over or through, I'm going to be there for an easy 1-2 goal.
Echeverri.
You know, one thing I learned, like I was playing a league game a few nights ago. I got fouled as a defender, and like I got fouled and it hurt, but I could have kept running, but instead of running, I kind of like went down and be like, dude, ref, dude, you know, these people are fouling. What's going on? And the other team scored after they fouled me. And so after that moment, I figured to myself, I'm like, you can get fouled, but as a defender, I don't think it's ever smart to try to inspire the referee to call a foul for the defender. Like, either you get the foul and you get the possession of the ball, or you get scored on. And in this situation, this gentleman got scored on, and team's not happy about it. Okay, so how did he get on the floor? He dove for the ball, and it looks like he's a right back. So he dove for the ball, stopped the ball. Okay, maybe twist his knee. Maybe his knee hurts, you know? But also, what time is it? 85:52. He's probably tired. He's gassed because he's running forward a lot. So let's see. He's holding his leg.
Manchester City.
All right, this guy is not too much of a defender because he's leaving this guy out. He's more of a midfield player just trying to help. This guy's wide open.
And Beltran has scored for Giroud.
All you need is 1 second to score a goal. And this is a prime example of what happens. And so how could this have been stopped? So it's a little weird that this guy, was it 22? He tried to like double team this guy. And it makes sense. It does make sense. But if you're going to double team, out of this guy and this guy, this dude should look around and pick up 8, because say for instance, he's going to take a shot. He's going to take a shot from this angle. Look at what percentage is he going to score, honestly. Compared to someone right in front of the box, that angle is so much bigger. So if you're a defender or a midfielder, less priority for everybody on the wings and more priority for everybody in the core, in the center of the field, the spine of the field. Like, that's really where you need to watch out. You know, because if they're running here and they got an angle, their defender and the goalkeeper is most likely going to stop them, unless they get like one of those passes in. But you need to watch this guy. Like, if he was just standing in front of him and trailing him, that would make this pass right next to impossible. And yeah, that's just part of the game. Yeah, he's over here. He's waiting for the ball to get stolen to go on. He's kind of more attacking mentality here, especially with his placement.
And Beltran has scored.
That's well.
So he hits the ball. That guy hits it back. He hits it again. Oh, this is painful, dude. He got stepped on. That's bad. That's really bad. And that's the worst. And he's running, dude. Oh, man. He's going to be bruised. Unintentional, but they never give it to the defenders. Honestly, if you're ever playing defense and you get stepped on, I don't care what you do. You need to get up. They're never going to give that. You know, it's a 50-50 ball. The ball hits these guys 3 times. So it comes off Girona to Barcelona to Girona, right? So, or Barcelona to Girona to Barcelona. And this follow through, his step, and these are metal cleats. These are not a joke. Look at how tall this guy is. He's not heavy, thank the Lord, but he's got some momentum behind that, and he steps on him. Oh, and he's still running for the ball like he cares. Man, these guys are competitors. They care not. So he's running. Look, he's in pain. He's definitely in pain, bro. He got stepped on hard on a 50-50, and both of them were going at each other. Oh, man. And the ref is right there, dude. And they're pointing at him. Let's see the referee. He's right here, literally. But where is... let's see. Okay, what he can see. Dude, this is actually pretty bad. So ref sees his eyes are straight here at where it is. Let's see if his body moves at all after he sees that. Man, I have no idea if he sees that. They're all pointing at him. Hey, check it out, check it out. Nope, referee's not having any of it. Does not have time to negotiate. Does he even acknowledge this guy? Nope. And look at this perspective from a striker. So he turns, looks at goal. Then he turns to strike. This is a fake strike. Yeah. Movement. He's like, oh man, I got 3 Barças around me. There's no way. But I've got 2 options here. This guy's diving to grab the ball. Next guy. Amazing little toe touch. Little tap. 1 touch. To get into this space, I'm guessing. To give him space. Yeah, what a touch. And a strike. This guy's going for it. This defender's like, no, buddy, not today. How did it get through this guy? It megged him? Oh, man, how unlucky. And it's so fast. This goalkeeper. 87th minute of the game. Man.
Of Kabasi.
Okay, it was not a toe touch. It was inside the foot. All right, so just if you're a striker, look at this perspective. You have 2 Barcelona people. Just imagine playing against Barcelona. You have 2 people here. Do 1 little touch. This guy just got fouled. He's in real pain. You got 1 touch here. Where's your placement foot? Where's your left foot gonna go? Right, a little bit over the ball actually, because the ball's going forward. He strikes it underneath the defenders, just a millisecond too late, man. And what a strike. Oh, he's jumping after that. This is incredible. What a strike. Bottom left. Bam. All right, excuse me, y'all. I need to give me 5. I'll be back in 5. We're going to watch this.
It's like every time I meet somebody, I create a connection and I make a friend.
Beautiful.
We're creating a YouTube channel for a production company that I have, and I've noticed how important collaboration is, and I've noticed you've done that so well. So basically, my question is, how important is it to not be a dick to people when you're working and getting a big head by becoming so popular? And also, holy shit, I'm actually talking to you.
You know, I was just having this conversation with I wish I could remember who it was. Being nice costs nothing.
Yeah.
And like, I wouldn't describe myself as a nice person. I'm not a mean person. But I'm not like I'm not obsequious in the way I carry myself. But when you want to achieve something, anything in this world, you get so much further. I was pulled over by the Las Vegas Police Department twice, driving here from the Wynn Casino, which was about 800 feet away. I couldn't figure out where this place was, and I kept doing U-turns. They pulled me over twice. All I could do was throw as much nice as I could at them to keep them from giving me a ticket, and they didn't. They were very, very. They didn't give me a ticket. So I think being nice is important. I think being nice is everything. Don't be too nice. Be direct. Be focused. Be confident in what you say and how you carry yourself, especially in this industry, which is filled up with a lot of phonies and a lot of bullshit artists. But I think being nice is extremely important, especially in a space where everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
If you're not nice, you don't get to work again.
Great.
Great question. And just one more. Let me know, please.
So is there any women, girls?
Oh yeah, let's get a woman question. There you go.
How about the young lady sitting directly next to that guy?
So I've been watching you since I was 13. When I started watching
You
Baby
feel
This
so old. Okay.
I'm 19 years old. I started full-time working at the same production studio that he does. What would you say to someone that, you know, is in this environment that there's so much social media being thrown at them, so much content, it's like, what do? It's like,
Media leader Casey Neistat has always empowered creators to think outside the box and redefine their creative potential. Do what you can't is his motto. And it has led him to more than 12.6 million subscribers on YouTube. That is wild. And millions on other social platforms too. So with that, please join me in welcoming Casey Neistat to the NAB stage. You've quite the show out here, people.
It's great to be here. It's great to see you guys.
So to some, you're kind of like the godfather of viral videos. Is that too much of an older reference for you?
Godfather is one of my favorite movies. As long as we're talking about Godfather 1 or Godfather 2, just to be clear.
Okay. Yeah. So what got you started posting on YouTube and online? Why do that? Because your background was in filmmaking and more traditional content.
Yeah, you know, I grew up, I always wanted to be a filmmaker. I grew up always wanting to make movies. And when I grew up as like a child of the 90s, to make movies meant to be like an independent filmmaker, get to Sundance, write your script, get it produced, and sort of follow that path. And that's all that I knew. And I remember the work that was my favorite when I was young was like Spike Jonze, Michel Gondry, these guys that were making stuff that was radically different. If you remember those like amazing white stripe videos with like the made out of Legos and stuff that Michel Gondry made in the late 90s. And then I started making movies, and I moved to New York City to follow that path. But the only thing I had the resources to make were these little videos I could shoot in my apartment, or shoot with my friends, or shoot with my brother. And there was no home for them. And a funny sort of part of my biography that is I don't talk about much, though it's fascinating, is that my brother Van and I made this series of films called Science Experiments. Then you guys look the right age. You remember Mr. Wizard's World?
Wait.
Nice.
Okay.
Do you not?
I was Canadian, so I am.
It might be a little.
Yeah.
It was a children's TV show with like this old gray-haired guy, and he made science experiments for kids.
Okay, cool.
So Van and I, my brother and I, bought a book called Mr. Wizard's World Science Experiments. And we made like 5 of those experiments into these like really precise little videos. There was no YouTube. There was no way to post them online because the internet was too slow then. So we put them in art galleries as fine art. And it's preposterous. You can laugh at that. It's ridiculous. But it was the only home we could find for these little videos.
Yeah.
And we took that really far. Like we were in big museum shows. And
Wait, how old are you?
23, 24.
Okay.
And that was great. And you know, then we made a series that we sold to HBO that didn't work. The show was fantastic, but they put it on a Friday night at midnight. Imagine if you could only watch your favorite YouTube videos at Friday night at midnight. You wouldn't find your audience. And in sort of the aftermath of that, I was like, I haven't found the place for my videos. I tried the indie thing, I didn't love it. I tried television, I didn't love it. And what is the home for the kind of stuff that I make that didn't really fit into any of these categories? And that was how I landed on YouTube. And what's wild is like, what YouTube was in like 2007, 2008 when I started on it was like basketball highlight clips, TV commercials, and then like terrible UGC that was mostly just like unedited videos, unedited footage. But what it was a direct path to your audience. And that had never existed before in all of media.
Yeah, and actually I forgot to mention that we've known each other since way back when. You know, are we considered OGs now? Is that weird?
I think just old. It's old.
It's just old. And even virality has changed a lot between now and then. right? Because like, did you even understand what was viral then, or is it just a word that we gave it, right? It was popular.
I don't know if this is true, but I'm going to say it as if it's the word of God. I think that the first time the word viral video, when that was coined, was in a Washington Post article about a video my brother Dan and I made in 2003 called iPod's Dirty Secret, which is a video we put on a splash page, like ipodsdirtysecret.com. You had to copy that address, put it into an email, fill out your friend's name, send them that email, and then they had to do the same thing. That was what was required for virality. But that video did like 10 million views on a splash page 4 years before YouTube was out.
Okay.
And so yeah, the definition of what it means to go viral then versus what it means now, I think has changed radically. And I think a lot of the opportunity that virality provided you back in the day, a lot of that's been muted now.
Okay, well, like in what way? Yeah, can you explain on that?
In one way, it's how I saw it. Like the calculus for virality was like, make something that's dynamic and universal, something that everybody's interested in one way or another. Make it great, and then find a delivery mechanism that will get it to the world. And if all those three things line up, which was maybe 1% of all the videos I made, it would go way beyond an audience. It would go radically beyond that. And I think now YouTube is such this gigantic monolith. It's this monster, this cloud that hangs over everything, that it's very hard to find that opportunity to break out. It's very hard to stand out in the sea of content that we see today. And I think like, if I did now what I did that led to so much of my early success on YouTube, 300 years ago, if I did that now, I would not have the success that
Really? You feel
there's
that
no
way?
question.
It was just like a time, a moment.
YouTube sucked in the late 2000s. If you were good at all, you would succeed. And I don't say it to diminish my work. I'm very proud of my work, but I started doing that in 2007.
Yeah.
In 2015, I had accumulated 200,000 subscribers.
Okay.
That's 8 years.
Yeah,
to get to 200,000.
It's a lot of time.
It's a slog. That's how long it took me to figure it out.
And I feel like still it takes sometimes people that much time to figure it out. Things are happening so much more quickly when it does pop. So let's go back to 2015. You started posting daily videos, right?
Yeah, and I think that's why I emphasize those first 8 years where my growth was very slow. I would have viral moments where my videos would pop off.
Yeah.
It would bring a new audience, and it was just this slow growth. And the transition, the shift that had things take off was when I started a daily show on YouTube, which at the time was relatively unprecedented. Like, if you remember 2013, 2014, 2015, there was like a great guy named Ben Brown, there was a guy named Louis Cole, and maybe a couple of other people that were doing what was then called like daily vlogging, which really was a point and shoot camera, somebody carrying it around like this, being like, now I'm gonna go get coffee. Now I'm drinking coffee. Now I'm gonna get in my car. Now I'm in my car. Now I'm gonna, and you were just sort of following a person's life.
Like vlogging, day in the life vlogging.
Sure,
Yeah.
you know what that means now, but then that's what it was. It was more of a diary, this sort of dribble of what your day looked like.
Yeah.
And the people who were successful doing that happened to live very interesting lives. And I looked at that and I was like, I live in New York City. I look around and see interestingness everywhere. Could I come up with a story to tell every day? And I just started my technology company, and I was like, that's a source of interesting content. Let me try this. And the response to that was certainly something that I had not anticipated. 200,000 subscribers took 8 years, and in the next, I think 16 months, I went from 200,000 to 10 million subscribers.
What? That is crazy.
Sure. Yeah, pretty crazy. It's crazy to have lived that.
Yeah, so you were producing these daily videos. It wasn't like quick reels, low edited videos, lo-fi.
Yeah,
pretty well done. I mean, how were you living your life doing this? How did you have a life? What was the process?
That's a big question. The process technically was, it took me a minute to figure out. It probably took me 6 months, 150 episodes to figure it out. To really figure out how to make sure I could tell a story every single day. I had 0 employees helping me with that, so I wrote, shot, edited, posted, started every single one of those episodes. It was just me. It was a one-man show. the irony of that is my good friend and somebody who's a far more talented filmmaker than I, named Dan Mace, I moved him to New York City to help me with my daily videos.
Okay.
Because they were so burdensome. I was like, I need help and it'll make it easier. It got twice as hard and took twice as long.
With help?
With not just help, but like my high school basketball team brought in Michael Jordan 96 to help out, and it slowed things down.
Why?
I think it's like, there's this great book by Malcolm Gladwell called Blink, and it's how you think in like emergency situations. And there's one chapter in there where he talks about how police officers more often make the right decision when they're alone than when they're with a partner.
Huh.
And there's a parallel there, which is that when it was just me, just shoot, because I have an idea, and then I would say something because I thought that sounded right. And I would get home and I would look at the pieces and I would say, here's the story, bulldoze through. I still edit this way, but especially then, I would start at frame 1 and go all the way through, and by the time I got to the end, the movie was done. I'd rewatch it and clean it up, but I never watched scenes over and over. I never edited out of chronological order. Everything was done with that level of precision. So then you introduce another brain there, and there comes discussion. There comes sort of like a debate, is this scene work? Did this make sense? Why didn't we shoot it like that? I think I know of a better shot for that. And all of that just slowed the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you asked me how my
But you
life
also
is.
have to
My
know
life is
how you
terrible.
work. But you have to know how you best work. For other people, it might support them. Like, it seems like
Sure.
you have a self-awareness.
Yeah, there's also
Possibly.
something about it, like the Daily Show specifically, the ambition was to make a daily show about my new startup. Turns out like 4 dudes sitting in a room writing code every day is not that interesting. So after like 1.5 episodes of that, I really turned the camera on myself.
Yeah.
Sort of squeezing all the interestingness I could find out of my own life. And when you live in a place like New York City and you have a job like I had, like there's a lot of fun stuff to talk about. But it became more and more introspective and more about me. And I do think that had a relationship with the actual technical style of making it, because, you know, if you hire me to star in a Lululemon commercial, I was in a Lululemon commercial with Wayne Gretzky like 6 months ago.
What? Were you like stretching in yoga pants?
That is like the apex of my career. My agent called and I was like, yeah, I love those pants. Who else is in the commercial? And she was like, Wayne Gretzky. I was like, sign me up.
That's awesome.
But I show up on set, I do what I'm supposed to do, and then I step back, and the editors make it what they want it to be. And that's how that works. But when the videos were about me, and my life, and my thoughts, and my own experiences, to relinquish that to someone else is to sort of put how I depict myself to the whole world that is my YouTube audience, putting it in the hands of someone else. And that's a really challenging thing to do. You know, there's so many times where I would just say something to camera, and maybe my eye contact shifted, or maybe my inflection moved at the wrong point. I was like, that's not how I talk. That was like a little performative there. I didn't actually think that that thing was interesting, that I said was interesting. That shot is bullshit, because that's not real.
Yeah.
Cut it out. And that is a crazy nuanced thing. And that is something that I just couldn't surrender to someone else.
And so you've always done completely your own production, everything.
Yeah, for the most part. You know, like my HBO series, which is effectively like my YouTube channel that my brother Vin and I put on HBO. You know, he and I worked in that side by side.
Yeah.
And like I've learned everything I know about making movies from my older brother Van, so that was an amazing collaboration. But it was very much in line with the way I make YouTube videos. But I've also, you know, produced some feature films. Like I made 2 movies with the Safdie brothers. Both those movies were shot on actual celluloid. One was 16 millimeter, one was 35 millimeter. You know, even though we had very small budgets, they were very, very legitimate productions with actors and crews and lighting and sound. And so I've done that. You know, I've made feature-length documentaries that I've written and directed, and I've done that. I've produced TV content. I've directed TV content. You know, I've dipped my toe in almost every facet of the media space. And the thing that I come back with that I love the most is a version of what my vlog was.
So I want to know, you were kind of always behind the scenes in many ways. When you start putting yourself in front of the camera, like you became inherently a brand, a star. What was that transition like? Is it what you expected? Is it what you wanted?
It's fucking weird, man. It's so weird.
And you even have like your brand. You're like, I don't take off my glasses. This is the look.
I just, you know, the glasses thing is part of it. There's this great line somebody asked, Jack Nicholson why he's always wearing sunglasses. And he was like, when I take my sunglasses off, I'm just another old fat guy. But with my sunglasses on, I'm Jack Nicholson. So when I take my sunglasses off, I'm just a funny looking guy. But when I put my sunglasses on, I'm Jack Nicholson. No, what was strange about it is that I love making the work. I love making the videos. Like when I watch a video back and it's done and it's good for me. I don't make videos for my audience, it's just for me. And I think it's good. That is like the greatest feeling in the world. It's like climbing a mountain and standing at the top and looking around and there's no one else there and you're like, I did this. This is mine. And that's what my whole career has been, just that. It got very different when that equaled having all this kind of attention and notoriety. And I struggle so much to understand, so much of the younger people in the creator space now, who you can tell very clearly because they say it, like their ambition is that attention.
Yeah.
And for me, that attention was something I wasn't naive to. Of course, when you're getting that kind of, I think my YouTube channel has like 3 or 4 billion views. You know that there's attention that comes with that. But how it manifests is super weird. And when you go from 200,000 subscribers to 10 million in 18 months, you don't have the opportunity to sort of stop and look around and be like, what's happening? But if I could do it without the fame, without the intention, knowing what I know now, I would sign that contract. I would take that deal.
But with the reality of it,
there's no way to do that. That deal could never be.
Yeah, exactly. But it seems like you still accepted it and embraced it. I mean, you kind of like it. It's allowed you to do what you want to do and get paid, and it's do it all.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's just, and it's nothing to complain about. And it's validating. Like you have all these people engaging with your work. It means they like your work. Like there's so much amazing about that. But like fame and attention is this funny thing where you can create it, but you have no control of it. You have no idea where it's going to go or what it's going to manifest as. And I remember, this is a little intimate, so if you guys want to lean in a little bit.
Lean in.
I remember like towards the end of my daily show, my wife came home completely shook up, and she had gotten into a taxi and there was some altercation where the taxi cab was screaming at somebody else, and she got in and he's still screaming. She drives away, the taxi stinks. She's like, should I get out? What do I do? And the guy looks in the mirror and turns around and goes, hello, Candace. How's Francine? Francine's my baby daughter. Maybe he's a big fan, but that's a very jarring thing.
Yeah.
And it's like to connect that, like my love for creating work, my love for being alone in my office with my head down making like videos, to connect that with having my wife feel threatened in the back of a taxi cab because the stranger's talking about my daughter. Yeah. That's the kind of thing that I didn't get to stop and look around and think about throughout that process. So like those are the sorts of fallout. Like it's nice when you go into a restaurant and they recognize you and you get a table faster. That part's cool. But it's just a delicate thing, and I think that internet fame is a very strange kind of fame. Mm-hmm. But like internet fame comes with this sort of sense of entitlement from the audience, and I feel this way about YouTubers that I like. I feel entitled. And that entitlement is that there's an intimacy there.
Yeah.
I know that when I'm watching a video, Marquez Brownlee is my favorite YouTuber. I know when I'm watching that video, it's just Marquez and he's talking to me. It's one-on-one, it's amazing. So when I see him, I know this guy. I know you. But when you watch Fight Club, you don't know Brad Pitt. Like he's not actually Tyler Durden, he's Brad Pitt. I don't know him. So if I saw him, I might say, hey man, I love Fight Club.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't know what the next level. I don't.
It's different, yeah.
It's a very strange thing. It's a super weird thing.
So with that, at 12 million subscribers, you stopped at your peak. Why?
So my wife got into this taxi cab, and
you already told this.
that was it.
That was a pretty.
That was part of it. I think it was also a culmination of like, and this is getting super introspective and emotional. I love where we're headed right now.
You're welcome. They call me the Barbara Walters of YouTube.
Clearly, you've earned that. The momentum was so fast, and then what happens is this weird thing with having a daily show, 10 minutes a day that you have to pull out of your life. When the content starts to feel stale to you,
yeah,
you start to look around at your life and you're like, okay, well, I need more interestingness in my life. And then you start to chase it, and all of a sudden the tail is wagging the dog. And all sorts of weird things happen when you get into that space. And I know for me, a whole bunch of weird things happen. Like there's a little bit of doubt, like I was faking it, and that was bothersome for me. And then internet comments, YouTube comments are vicious. And that's okay, I signed up for that, I'm hip to that. But when the YouTube comments are critical of you for something that you're critical of yourself for,
Ooh, yeah.
that hits hard. And I just remember I made this one video, like it was just an episode, and there was nothing happened that day. I was like traveling, and we just like went out and made some shit up. We didn't fake it, we just ran around and made a video out of that. And there was a comment that was like, I feel like Casey's run out of interesting things to talk about, and that just crushed me, because it was the truth.
Yeah.
And it was a combination of myriad things, but I remember reading that and being like, yeah, I've gotta stop. I have to which sucks, because you're turning off the fire hose of growth, of money, of attention that you quickly get addicted to.
Yeah.
Minus the taxi cab driver. Like you're willingly electing to hit pause with that. But I watched so many of my peers in the YouTube space, this is like 2018-ish, fall into this cycle, this vicious, endless loop of like sensationalism equals views, greater sensationalism equals more views. And if you keep in that cycle, it invariably ends in disaster. For every one of those huge YouTubers, it ends in some sort of disaster because they're trying to make more sensational content. And when I watch, Logan Paul and what happened in Japan with that video, Logan's a good guy, Logan's a friend of mine, and his videos were silly and goofy and certainly be critical of them. But when that happened, it was like, I understood. I gave him shit for it. I don't think it's okay what he did, but the point was like, he was chasing that sensationalism in the name of views. And it just imploded because of that. I didn't want any part of that. I felt like I can take a break, and I'm in a great spot, and whatever I'm going to lose because I take a break, I will earn something on the backside of that. That's more important to me.
So with that, you're still very much
Check
active
one,
in
two,
the space,
back
but in a different way. I mean,
action,
you're
how
here.
we
Obviously, you haven't
So
retired.
happy to be here.
Yes. Actually, and a side note, when we surveyed NAB attendees as to who they wanted on stage, you were one of the people. So
Thanks,
there you
guys.
go. You asked for him, and he's here. That's pretty cool. So what does being a creator mean to you now? Like, how do you approach your work and career? Because I do think there is the pressure to always be on, to chase the views, to chase the relevance. But it seems like you've maintained a relevance in your own way. You choose how you want to approach it now.
Yeah, I think the creator space as a whole, the top of the funnel, that is the amount of people that have access to jump in, has gotten so wide. Everyone and anyone can, mostly are, and certainly has access to being a creator now. That's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
The filmmaking has historically been the most sort of exclusive art form there is. If you want to write a book, go get a pencil and paper. Anybody, prisoners get access to that. If you want to be a photographer, use your
Casey
phone.
Neistat is
But
one of
you can
the
buy a
most
disposable camera.
inspiring
If you wanted to be a
dudes
filmmaker up
out
until
there.
about,
It was cool to meet him. He has really good energy too. His energy is like really cool.
Resources, you needed
And
money, you needed
especially
people,
given
you
how
needed all these things that were
influential he
inaccessible.
is. It's
That's
just
over. The top of the funnel is as wide as can be.
wild.
Everyone
Like,
now has access
good job,
to
dude.
this elitist art form.
Good job.
The
Incredible.
bottom of the funnel, as in what's being made that's good, has not budged. It has not gotten bigger. It's changed a little bit.
All right, so we're going to do a
but
little bit
there
of a
isn't
motivation
more
speech
great
right
work
now.
being made.
I'll show you guys my
There's just
process
more
of how I
shit
go
being
through the
made.
motivational speech.
And that's okay. That's
And
totally
then
okay. It takes a while to
We're
get
going to
good.
do a
It's
few
really hard to do that.
reaction
True.
videos,
Just
which are
because
going to be
everybody has
pretty
access
fun.
to it
Always
doesn't mean
trying to
that
bring y'all
more
the
great
best
stuff is being
ever
made.
in the world.
So I sort of I zoom way out and I look at that and I try to translate that to whether it's a musician or to other filmmakers or to any other art form. And it's like, who are the people in those spaces that I admire the most?
It's okay if we do it with
And it's always the people that have
mint in
never
my mouth,
compromised
yeah.
on their integrity. Because virality fades, fame fades, attention fades, like all that stuff goes away. But if you
Everything
make something
fades.
great, it lasts.
True.
And that's why we all listen to our favorite songs that we've been listening to for 20 years. It's why The Godfather, Part 1 and 2, not Part 3, are the greatest films ever made. Because quality
Speaking
lasts. But
R.I.P.
integrity is
Mr.
really
Duvall.
expensive. It's really hard to do because it's time, it's effort. I can't make something great every day.
got it.
anymore. I'm
Okay.
not interested in that.
Do you put
So while we're
filmmakers
here,
and
we're
content
going
creators in
to
the same
create a
bucket? Like, is it
little
all being
thumbnail.
okay.
Throw it up on Facebook.
No,
and then
Is it
we're
part
gonna
of the creator
have my
economy?
reaction
You know,
next to it, so I
Yeah,
can just have
but
like
I
that
maybe the word
thumbnail
filmmaker is not appropriate anymore because
with
I've been
my
on film a long
motivational
time.
clip,
But
and I'm gonna try to do that as
like movie
fast as
maker, I think
possible.
like if you're trying to tell a story, if you're trying to adhere to sort of any 3-act narrative, you know, that's a filmmaker. And I think what's beautiful and wonderful is to be a content creator now. That means so many different things. That means a million different things. That means like the mom that lives in the Midwest who's the best pie baker in the world can have her little shows where she's showing how she bakes pies and she can find her audience. She's not a filmmaker, but she's certainly a content creator. One of my favorite
True.
YouTube channels is called Retro Dodo. Does anyone here watch Retro Dodo? That guy. That guy.
You?
It is a YouTube channel
Okay.
exclusively about retro gaming devices that illegally play Nintendo games from the 90s. A whole channel dedicated to that. And they've got a successful channel, they've got a podcast, they've published 2 books. And that is like, they're not filmmakers, they're content creators. And I think that they represent what is really beautiful about the funnel being so wide at the top is because certainly 15 years ago, there's no place on planet Earth for that content. And now they built an incredibly successful career based on that content. Their content's also great, so they've made it to the bottom of the funnel in a way that's meaningful.
Well, yeah, because I feel like has the definition of great changed? Because great, you know, on TikTok now, like there was that 36-hour video series of someone talking about her partner that was a scammer. You know what I mean? Like, and that was considered like this is an example of greatness on TikTok. You know what I mean?
I think like there's a reason why there's a direct correlation or inverse correlation between the fact that I think in all of history, maybe there's a couple exceptions, the movie that has won Best Picture at the Academy Awards has never been the movie that's grossed the most money in the box office. Maybe Return of the King did that, but for the most part that never happens. And the reason why is I don't necessarily think there's a correlation between great work, meaningful, purposeful work that will last, and audience size. I think you can make a movie that does a couple hundred views and it's fun to watch, just like Transformers 9 was fun to watch. But when you're laying in bed at night, you're not like, God, you know, I was a different man before I saw Transformers. This movie has changed me.
Some might say otherwise.
I would love to meet that.
How has your creative process changed now? Who's the Casey Neistat as the content creator filmmaker now versus the?
I mean, I'm very lazy now, in a way that's super deliberate. Like I focus, I work hard to be as lazy as possible. I still get up at the crack of dawn and run 1,000,000 miles a day and all that, but you know, my kids are older and they're my priority, and I've achieved a level of sort of financial security that I've never had no one in my family's ever had access to in their whole lives. And I think, you know, it's required me to sort of hit the brakes and pause and say, what are the priorities right now? And I want to make work that's really meaningful to me, work that I love, and I want to spend time with my family. So I have no employees, 0.
Let me check if I get some audio from here. Oh, this is some nice audio. All right, how is this audio playing? I want to make sure I can get this. Okay, this is from here. Okay. I'll have to figure that out.
Good for you.
I mop my own floors and take out my trash, and I love it. It makes me so happy. But there are some days when I go into my studio and I'm just like, I really need to put up a new shelf today. And I'll spend the whole day like perfectly making a shelf and be really psyched about that. And some days I'm drawn to make me a movie and I want to make a video, and I embrace that. But sort of the laziness or the more lackadaisical attitude towards creation comes from, you know, the experience I had when I was making a video every single day, where my entire life was dictated by that video.
So you say you put in the work at this point, so now you get to choose how you approach it. Are you like in your semi-retired life? Like what's going on?
You know, I'm 43, retired. No, I just think a lot about where I want to go and what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, I made a movie in January or something like that about, the movie's about persistence, but the narrative is about me running marathons. And like that movie has been in my brain for like 17 years, because that's how long I've been running marathons. And I've been obsessing over telling that story. And I remember when I finally achieved my goal, which was the finish line for the movie. Like, I couldn't make the movie until I achieved the goal. 17 years of pursuit to achieve that goal. Like, writing that movie and making that movie, which is one of the most complicated 10 minutes I've ever made, like, that's the rabbit that I'm chasing. That's like the drug addict who can never get the right high. That's me. Like, I want that. And if I can find that, like, that enthusiasm to tell a story that I'm that passionate about, there's nothing greater in the world. So am I retired right now? Definitely not. And what does laziness mean? Laziness means, like, I'm not in an aggressive pursuit to push stuff out just to push stuff out. Instead, I'm trying to take a more thoughtful, mature, old man approach to life and creation, which is like creating. What turns me on? What's exciting? Like, what's an exciting story to tell? And they don't always have to be big stories. I have a story I want to tell about my decision, which is a huge decision for me, guys. I now make coffee in my office instead of walking to the coffee shop. It was like a multi-year decision to do that, because I'm always like, no, it's important to walk outside. And then I start doing the math, and it's like, now, like, a large coffee plus tip, it's like $8.
Yes.
And then I'm like, okay, but 5 times a week, but I do it twice a day. And you start doing that, I'm like, no, it doesn't make any sense. And what about the time factor? But what would a coffee machine look like in my studio?
Wow.
I'm very passionate about making a movie, about my decision to make my own coffee.
But I feel like that's what makes your stuff great. It's these nuances of your life and how you think. And then part of that, I feel like, and we're going to get into advice for creators, but it's really about knowing yourself and leaning into, like, what goes on in your head instead of thinking about what's working for other people, what other people are doing.
Yeah, I think that's really well said, and I think that that's hard. It's really difficult because, like, you still have to look at that view count, and you still have to confront, like, if people aren't watching it, you associate that with people not liking it.
Yeah.
And having the confidence to be like, no, I like it, so if it doesn't get the clicks, then it's okay. It just means it didn't respond to as big of an audience. Yeah, I made this video maybe like 5 months ago. And all it was, I wasn't intending on making a public video of it, but my wife and I went on this, like, lovely...
All right, y'all. You ready? Yeah, we are rolling. It's game time. This is what we do. We enjoy every single moment we can. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. If life feels heavy right now, do not scroll. The weight is not your enemy. You don't need more hype. You need perspective. Diamonds do not form in comfort. They form in darkness, under pressure, over time. The same is true of you. Pressure does not mean you are failing. It means you are being shaped. The obstacle is not punishment. It is preparation. When things are easy, anyone can appear confident. But when it is difficult, when it is quiet, when no one applauds your effort, that is where character is revealed. That is where discipline is chosen. That is where resilience is forged. Do not resent the weight. It is teaching you. Do not run from the pressure. It is refining you. A smooth sea does not create a steady captain, and comfort does not produce strength. So stand still, breathe, accept the moment as training. If this speaks to you, if you are choosing growth over comfort, join us. We are building something steady. 30,000 strong in 30 days, not chasing noise, building discipline. Subscribe, turn on notifications, not for hype, for the version of you being formed right now. One day, you will look back and understand. The pressure did not crush you. It clarified you. It strengthened you. It revealed you. And you endured! We got to scream at the very end. All right, that's cool. All right, so today we have 2 reaction videos we are going to do, and we are going to wrap this up because I need to get on the other thing.
Desi Johnson started out burning tracks in Australia, crushing sprints with a 100-meter personal best of 12.16 seconds and flying through long jump. But in 2023, she flipped the script and jumped into one of the world's coldest, fastest sports, bobsledding. At just 22, she joined Australia's national team,
Look at the fitness of this gal. She can
trained on
dunk a basketball, I'm guessing.
ice tracks in Europe and North America, and made her world championship
Look at that strength. That running strength is
debut
unreal.
in Germany. A year later, she was back at it in Lake Placid, competing again on the world stage.
Amazing
No
fitness.
snow back home? Didn't matter. Desi made it work.
Drive.
Now 24,
Look at her knee.
she's still leveling
Just
up,
driving.
sharing workouts,
High knees.
sprint tips, and bobsled
There you
training
go.
with a growing fan base. From summer heat to frozen speed,
Incredible. Look at
Desi's
this
story
fitness.
is all about adaptability, power, and chasing
She's
greatness in
doing
any
those
environment.
with the resistance bands.
Desi Johnson started out
Okay,
burning
Desi
tracks
Johnson.
in Australia, crushing sprints with a 100-meter personal best of 12.16 seconds and flying through long jump.
These bands right here, these bands are just absolutely incredible. If you ever do fitness with these bands, you will know it's not a joke.
And flying through.
That's incredible. What an exercise. If you want something explosive, wow, look at this.
And flying through long jump.
Oh, and that jump, that's an incredible, look at this jump.
Through long jump. But in 2023, she flipped the script and jumped into one of the world's coldest, fastest sports.
From running without a helmet to running in very cold conditions with a helmet. Well done, lady, well done.
Bobsledding. At just 22, she joined Australia's national team, trained on ice tracks in Europe and North America, and made her world championship debut in Germany.
She's just driving.
A year later,
look at
she
that.
was back at it in Lake Placid, competing again on the world stage.
What a great shot.
No snow back
Fitness.
home? Didn't matter.
Imagine
Desi
that,
made it
man.
work. Now 24, she's still leveling up, sharing workouts, sprint
She
tips,
is so
and
fast.
bobsled.
And great running technique. Do you see that running technique? This is just incredible. That sprint, just the drive and the forwardness and that whole complete strong core to move that sled.
Now 24, she's still leveling up, sharing workouts, sprint tips, and bobsled training with a growing fan
for her.
base.
Well
From
done.
summer heat
She
to frozen
deserves
speed,
her
Desi's story is all
wide
about
fan base.
adaptability, power, and chasing
Adaptability and
greatness
power.
in any environment.
Those are power
Desi
exercises.
Johnson
Well done. This is Desi Johnson, and this is from Andro Silva A9. Great video. Desi Johnson. Let's just do a little shout out. Shout out. Does she have an Insta? Desi Johnson with 2 N's. All right. Let's see. What's happening? There you go. Who is that? Is that Desi? Good job. She's stoked. All right, she's got a pinned one. You can see, look at how she's breathing. She's just like ready for action. And that body composition is just absolutely incredible. I don't know about that part. That hitting yourself in the head in the helmet, I'd skip that. Like, take care of your head, girl. Take care of that head. You only have one of them. There you go. So whenever she's like bouncing her right leg, she's trying to get that oxygen and that blood flow, just getting ready for that explosive sprint. Let's see how her form is. Do you see her foot placement here? She has one in front and this back one. Just kind of curious about that. Is it going to change? It did not. So I think her left foot is kind of like that, just the leaning forward foot, and her power foot is her right foot. I think if she played soccer, she'd probably be a right-footed kicker. Correct me if I'm wrong, but let's see. Desi Johnson, right-footed or left-footed? What do you guys think? I think she's right-footed. Who's going to put if she's right-footed or left-footed, though? Is Desi Johnson right or left-footed? She also played Australian rules football. Great for her, but is she right-footed or left-footed? Desi Johnson, if you're watching this, please let me know if you're right-footed or left-footed. I think you're right-footed. I could be wrong. Actually, you know what? You could be left-footed because your right foot could be your plant foot. I have absolutely... Actually, I think she's left-footed. I think she's left-footed. She's probably left-footed.
Young bad girls do it well. Chain hits my chest when I'm back.
It'd be amazing to do like some type of collaboration with her. She's got amazing everything to. It would be so cool to collaborate with her.
Dash for my chain hits my chest when I'm banging on the radio. Back, get down. Put me.
She's sprinting. Imagine if she starts sprinting uphill. Like, how much more strength would she get? It might be a little bit different with like your weight placement and stuff, but oh man, she's got a great smile. She's a sweet girl. That's cool. Nice. What's this?
I'm kind of running this mother.
Come on, guys.
Got a little bit of T-Pain in the background. All right, so this is actually kind of incredible too, because one has to jump in the front, one has to jump in the back, I'm guessing, or I don't know how, or maybe she goes into the front and then she wraps around behind her and jumps in right after her. But they have spikes on their shoes, I'm guessing, because they're running on ice, so this is gonna be a wild one. Bam, bam, yeah, wake up, bobsled, we're going. Sprint, sprint, sprint. Everybody's hyping them up. Oh, she just jumped over that little door that does not open. Good stretch, good stretch. Well done, y'all. Well done. All right, so those are the three pinned. All right, we got to see the pinned one. All right. Fitness. Not going to be cold when you're exercising. Doesn't matter how cold it is out there. If you got your blood temperature, your body temperature high, your blood pumping, the oxygen going through your lungs, you are going to stay warm. Hopefully you have a jacket for after you're done exercising. Uh-oh, something happened. What happened here? Hopefully she's okay. She looks like she's in the hospital. Maybe with her boyfriend or brother. One of them. Shaka shaka. Don't know what this means. Oh no. 83 weeks ago. So that's, hopefully she's recovered. Oh, that's the older one. Okay. And this is 1 day ago. All right, let's do it, Australia. Almost every single person I met at Australia was a really cool person, so this is cool. Bam. Love those exercises. She's solid. Do you see that? No loose moving parts on her. She's intact. Look at that. There you go. Get that sprint going. Well done. Well done. Good luck. At the Olympics. All right. In Italy, Cortina d'Ampezzo. How was your flight with Qantas Airways? I don't hear anything. That one's probably muted. Look at her. She's getting in the zone. She's just focusing. You know, what is she thinking about here? This is a big question. Her eyes... Is she just scanning every single inch of the ice to see how incredibly fast she's going to try to take that bobsled? What's she thinking? How's her body? Hopefully she does extremely well. What a shot. So from this angle, you could tell that her right foot is kind of her stronger foot when that left foot was kind of just that to lean forward. And look at that placement right on the block. Really good placement. I think that's her. Team NL? Is that Netherlands? I have no idea. Oh, it's snowing over there. Man, stay warm, y'all. Beautiful. Look at this amazing church. Got the Prada here. There you go. Got some beautiful mountains in the background. Sunset or sunrise, one of them. Probably sunrise. Maybe sunset because the lights are on, or maybe they just keep the lights on all the time. You never know. I would say it might be sunset with how the energy looks with the people around. Beautiful bag, beautiful bag. You gotta get your nails done, girl. There you go. Oh, I got the Australian colors. Very cool. Nice. Good for y'all. Do not know what those shoes are, but look at this boom pole. This is a really cool idea. See this like little squiggly line here? So the actual XLR cable goes inside the boom pole and then it comes out here and introduces itself to the shotgun microphone with this dead cat over it to stop from wind disturbances. These are these antennas. You know, because they're live broadcasting, they can't take any choices. They probably have multiple transmitters. Good for them. Oh, here's the team. Well done, y'all. Well done. Wishing y'all the best. All right. Oh, review. I want to be able to see the bottom of the Stanley Cup. And the logo. Lava versus Stanley Cup. This is a cool one, everybody. Let's hear it. So they're pouring in molten lava into this Stanley Cup. Are you kidding me, dude? Look at those little... It's flickering like a small firework. The heat. Lava versus metal. The flames. Look at the flames. Hopefully they're in a protected environment with a fire hydrant. But what are you going to do with lava in a Stanley cup? Come on. Interesting how it changes color. It's going over after the handle. Oh, there's a fire hazard. The handle just took off. Yeah, that's wild. That's a wild one. Who would have thought, you know, if someone said, hey, who's going to win? Lava versus a Stanley Cup. What are you going to say? But very cool visuals. Very, very cool visuals. All right, let's see. What does Bernie Sanders think about AI? Hey, I got a question for you.
AI, automation, and robotics could lead to nearly the loss of 100 million jobs in
Could lead. How many millions of jobs are there in California? California had approximately, in the United States. How many are there? 164.5 million. So if AI took 100 million jobs, there would only be 64.52 million jobs left.
America over the next decade, including 40% of registered nurses.
40% of registered nurses, okay. Would AI be doing a better job than the human nurses? That's a question we need to know.
47% of truck drivers.
That's an interesting one too, because it's not easy being a truck driver. You need to be away from your family. You have extremely long hours, and they say that sometimes it is not healthy unless they have a great workout regime, because they do tend to gain a lot of weight and be alone for long periods of time. So is that a bad thing? Is that a good thing? And how many jobs are going to be discovered because of AI, and what we need to house these servers and these power plants, which AI is consuming profusely.
64% of accountants, 65% of teaching assistants.
That's a weird one. 65% of teaching assistants. Well, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? And what happens if AI hallucinates, and who is going to be able to be the one that says, hey, you know what, that is actually incorrect? And but it, you know, with these long language models and how fast they are learning, is it a bad thing? You know, they used to say don't use calculators, and these days everyone uses a calculator. So I think before you should get worried, just get prepared to adapt.
And 89% of fast food workers.
Is that a bad thing?
In other words, what we're going to see is AI and robotics impacting not just blue-collar workers, but white-collar workers as well.
Does this mean NVIDIA is a good stock to invest in? Curious. Under pressure. Is Hailey Bieber a homewrecker?
Your husband was in a very public relationship. They were kids. People were obsessed with the idea of them. People were confused on the timeline you're talking about of like, is she a homewrecker? So I guess my question is, Haley, were you ever with Justin romantically
Romantically. Okay.
at the same time as her?
No. All right, so she's not a homewrecker. What's next?
No. Not one time. When him and I started hanging out, like, okay, let's just put it this way. When him and I ever started, like, hooking up or, like, anything of that sort, he was not ever in a relationship. Ever.
She seems very confident with that answer. Good for her, and I hope their relationship flourishes, and I wish the best for them.
At any point. I would never, it's not my character to mess with someone's relationship. I would just never do that.
Good woman. We need more women like this woman. Write a book, start a podcast, inspire other women to not be homewreckers. Please.
Raised better than that. I'm not interested in doing that, and I never was. Like,
More power to you, woman. Well done.
I can say, period, point blank, I was never with him when he was in a relationship with anyone.
What a nice lady. Like, what else can you ask for? Like, that's so good. I wish the best for her. Wish the best. Wish the best. And her family. When Ye blew the whole Super Bowl budget on the ad slot and filmed the commercial on his phone 1 week ago. But I think this was, when did he do that? When did Kanye blow all money on commercial, Super Bowl ad and video on iPhone? How much did he make? Okay, so, is this a bad investment? You tell me. You tell me. So in Super Bowl, L is 50, IX is 9. So 59, last year's Super Bowl. Kanye, the very creative Kanye, spent all the money on a commercial slot, reportedly $7 million US. Despite the low budget, Yeezy generated $20 million in sales within 24 hours of the ad. Who's going to call Kanye an idiot, honestly? Tell me this is one of the most brilliant things in the world. How people constantly call Kanye West an idiot. Please, explain yourself.
Yay, and it's my commercial. And since we spent all the money on the commercial spot, we actually didn't spend any money on the actual commercial. But the idea is I want you to go to Yeezy.com, YEEZY.com, and I'm gonna write it at the bottom of the screen, and I got some shoes, and that's it.
Man, he did that in someone's vehicle, and there's that like audio phasing, cut out, cut in, cut out with whatever it is, and he generated how much? 20 million within 24 hours of a 7 million commercial spot for the Super Bowl. Genius. $13 million profit.
Hey y'all, this Yay, and it's my commercial.
And look at the angle, man. He cares not about the angle at all. He's just doing it, getting it done. One take, bam, done.
And since we spent all the money on the commercial spot, we actually didn't spend any money on the actual commercial. But the idea is I want you to go to Yeezy.com, Y-E-E.
That part. There's like an audio shift. There's like from the left to the right. Let me see if I can find. Can I go back in here?
CY.com. And I'm gonna write it at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, it's heavier on the
and I
left
got some
side for
shoes.
sure. He's got shoes.
And that's it.
Well done, Ye. Well done. Wishing the best for you. You're probably one of the funniest entertainers of our time. Wishing the best for you and your family. All right, y'all. That is it with the stream. Thank you so much. We are going live every single day of 2026. So do not be shy. Like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, share all of this content with all of your friends. We're building a community. Go into the post section, light up the community post area in YouTube, and follow your dreams. Don't give up ever. And there's going to be people who are hating on you always. And once you start getting haters, like I did today, I got probably, how many haters did I get today? I got about 12 to 15 haters on one of my latest videos. So haters will hate. And one thing that you should know about haters is they love to hate. So this is, we'll do like a quick little review on this. Okay, this is the latest one, but this is the one where I'm getting a lot of hate on this video, and we'll check this out. Yeah, right here. And so this is shot in my car, and let's see the reason we got so much hate. Should I go wider on this one? Let's see if I can. It's like I'm talking to myself over here. All right, let's do it. Life feels heavy right now? Good. You say you need motivation, but maybe what you really need is perspective. Everyone wants success. Everyone wants confidence. Everyone wants to shine. Nobody volunteers for pressure, but diamonds, they do not apologize for the weight of the earth on them. They become because of it. It's the forge, it's the refinement process. It's the discipline builder. When your back's against the wall, when people doubt your standards, when progress feels slow, when the work is invisible, that's not life attacking you. That's life asking, are you coal or are you carbon under construction? Because pressure does not create character. It reveals resilience. It reveals discipline. It reveals who folds and who forms. When things are easy, anyone can look strong. But when it's tight, when it's uncomfortable, when it hurts, that's where you meet yourself. That's where identity is formed. And here's the shift. You don't need motivation. You need a decision that this pressure is not crushing you. It's shaping you. It's strengthening you. It's preparing you for weight most people cannot carry. If this resonates, if you're building something in your life, subscribe right now. Not for hype, for growth. Turn on notifications because this channel is about discipline, resilience, and becoming rare. You don't break under pressure, you crystallize. And one day, when people see you shining, they won't see the adversity. They won't see the years of pressure. They'll just see the brilliance. But you will know what it took. So breathe, stand tall, let the pressure do its work. If life feels heavy right now, good. You say. So I got so much hate for this video, and I'm okay with it. It's just like the liquid that rolls off of a duck's back, and I'm happy that I received a lot of hate for this video. And the message is good. The visuals, I feel, are nice. The sound could be better with the microphone, but that's okay for a wireless Bluetooth microphone. Visuals are like really cool, and the sound, like the background sound, it's like so inspiring. The pacing's good and the information is great, but people are going to hate. Like, it doesn't matter. Whatever you do, people are gonna hate on what you do, which leads me to say, just do what you enjoy, what you're happy about, what you're proud of. And does it really matter what these people say? Like, look at this part. This gal turns into a diamond. Won't see the adversity. They won't see the years of pressure. the years of pressure are turning into a diamond. Like, just amazing. And don't worry about what people say. Just do your thing. Get in, do it, enjoy, as long as you're not hurting anybody. And if it's a positive message like this one, man, hopefully this will like resonate with a lot of people and get them to follow their dreams and do some amazing things. So yeah, we're going live every single day of 2026. I love you. Take care. And until next time.